Hello. So I want to continue on to talk about this concept that I'm thinking about trying to do something with. So now I'm going to talk more about the guts of the system a little bit more, and we'll see where things go. So here's what I see as the basic block diagram. So there's to the left there you see R-Pi-L. So these are Raspberry Pis. There are four Raspberry Pis in the system. So there's four Raspberry Pis. This one's for the left side, middle, or the main. That's the main console, and the right side. Each one of those is connected to a touchscreen and a camera. The fourth one is only connected to the camera that's pointed at the main seat in the thing. All these are connected to an Ethernet switch, and the main server is connected to an Ethernet switch. The main server will require it'll be a four monitor setup with left main and right screens and the table screen controlled by the main server. There also would be the control of the table camera that looks down on the camera. So the idea then, and of course all this goes out to the internet, where when things power up you would call in to the mothership. So what you also would do is you would have to do something with the video streams and process into a stream that allows for the input streams, the output streams and input streams to be combined. So there's some processing to do there. We got to figure out. Current thought: this is going to be a Linux server. I'm going to have a couple of these built. I think, or at least I'm going to have two servers. I have a server to work on the initial protocol stuff, and I'm going to put a second server for the main dial-in to try to do things. Okay. So this thing would also have some optional accessories, like we talked the last time. We were talking about maybe a card money scanner for board games, optional keyboard and mice for each of the positions. I was also thinking what might be kind of fun is have an interface for a drone, so that you could sort of fly a drone from within, or have somebody else fly a drone for you. For instance, if you wanted to, I don't know, take a look at the Grand Canyon or something, maybe you could hire somebody to fly a drone through the Grand Canyon for you that you could talk to, and then you could point out things. Interface for a remote robot. Maybe you could do all kinds of things with a little telepresence robot. Like, one thought I had was, well, if you could get some like theme parks to agree to something like this, maybe you have a few robots in that you can, if you can't make a trip to like a theme park, maybe you could have somebody go along with the robot, and you would be like walking the streets, riding the rides, things like that. Maybe we would put some sort of remote interface so that you can headset interface so that you could communicate on the run. Those are just ideas. So, like I said, we're going to have this will be for working, learning, and playing. So, there will be, I envision 4 modes for this thing. Setup mode, that's where you work with all the settings and the account management and that sort of thing. The working mode, all the work-related functions, like having meetings, reviewing messages, maybe maintaining worker lists, hiring people, firing people, that sort of thing. The learning mode, education-related functions. where you could, you know, host a course or take a course or schedule a course or, you know, sign up for a course or ask for a course. You know, that maybe that's something you do. The playing mode is where all the recreational functions are available. In each one of these modes, you would be able to access different people on different lists. So like I said, the modes would regulate who you connect to and who can connect to you. Like maybe you know, work with this guy at work, but you never ever want to play a board game with them or something, then you just don't put them on your playing list. Something like that. So this was a really short one, but I thought it would be useful to do smaller chunks. This is just something to think about. I've already bought some of the hardware, but we're still talking long terms. Like I do have a set of these, the touchscreen camera and Raspberry Pi. The question is just getting enough time to work on everything I need to do. I'm putting together some sort of server here. I have one that I have a development machine that I'm going to try to start developing some of the code for. Anyway, any ideas that you guys have would be great. This might not be a way to do it, but it'd probably be a little bit on the expensive side. I'm thinking for these screens here of maybe just a television with an HDMI port, because those are cheaper than the computer monitors. I'm thinking this would be something like a $500 server. These are relatively cheap. These are relatively cheap. The physical part of it is probably going to be the difficult thing to design and work. You know, how do you do the table? How do you do the mechanism for moving the side monitors out of the way when you want to have somebody sitting there? That's all something that we need to. This would be a mechanical engineer would be nice, or just a good maker person that would be interested in helping out with this project. But yeah, I'm just throwing it out there right now. So the eventual goal is to get other people involved. So, all right, that's it for this one. I'll see you in the next one.